Hey, this is Daniel from the Blue Square.
And John from the Red Corner.
And today we're going to talk about our top 10 games of 2025.
That's right, baby.
Buckle in because you're going to hear about 20 games that are phenomenal.
Yeah, I think you will. I think you will. I don't think there'll be any crossovers, to tell you the truth. I don't think so.
So the fact that you don't think so, because I think you know what two of mine are for sure, makes me think
maybe
agree.
Okay.
Because also, this is our John and I's top 20.
Yes.
10 of 2025, but we also have a video out there, the 2025 recap, where John and, well, of course John, Kelly, me, and Andy, we all share our best games of the year, our best disappointments of the year, our biggest surprises of the year, and the best new to me games of the year. So make sure after you're done watching this, go watch that one as well, and yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's going to be a spoiler either way. You're going to know our game of the year.
Oh, that's fair.
Number one.
Yeah.
And you mentioned about 8 in the
other
video. So you only have 2 to add to this one.
Yeah.
So
I might have broken the rules a little bit on that last episode. Me and Andy kind of went over.
Everybody
overboard.
but me. Be honest. Everybody but me. I had one game per category.
Kelly did pretty good.
She had multiple as well, though.
Well, just in her game of the year, because there might have been some overlap, and then she demanded to pick a new game of the year on the spot.
But also, we are enthusiasts.
That's right.
We are not professionals.
Nope.
We are not paid salesmen.
Nope.
We don't do this for a living.
No,
so
not at all.
We don't play as many games as some of the other channels. We're like you. We're playing games that we get our hands on. I still have 2025 games. I'm sure you do too. I've been dying to play and I haven't played them.
Yep.
So those might have been on the list, but they're not because I didn't get a chance to play them.
Yeah.
So.
I got House of Fado that still needs to get played that I think could have made the list. Actually, I think that's the biggest one that I didn't get played that I own. Yeah. But games that I would like to have played. I know you have several I would like to have played.
I've got Arizona Trail that I really want to play. No. I've got Red Carpet I really want to play.
Actually, I do want to play that one. You know what? I forgot about Red Carpet.
Yeah, I know. I keep forgetting about it too.
Anyone talk about it.
No.
But it looks really good.
Cool. I know. I got to get that played.
Yeah. Well, you guys know if you've been watching the show that I enjoy heavier games, but it's hard for me to get the heavy games played all the time. So you will notice that I have not played Galactic Cruise. I've not played Luthier. I feel like there's a third big one. Sweetlands. Those are all games that I probably would like, but they're not going to be on this list because I didn't play them.
So,
also, what's interesting about this list, John, I will say, is that while it wasn't hard for me to find my top 10, they were all kind of in the same, like, I like them almost equally the amount.
Oh, I got you.
Right, like nothing really shot to the top this year for me, but nothing really hung at the bottom either. And one of that reasons is that we're enthusiasts, and I kind of know what I'm gonna like and not gonna like.
Oh, I
so like when I pick a game, I'm like, okay, I was kind of what I expected. I hope that one was better, but it wasn't. That's okay though. That's kind of what I expected. So I also found that to be kind of interesting too, where I don't know.
Mine were fairly easy to rank, I found. So,
really? Yeah. Okay.
Kind of like you when I'm going down to the list of all my 2025 games, I'm marking each one, and then I go back and I'm like, okay, these are obviously the 10. The 10 were obvious, and then as I went through, it wasn't that hard to rank them. So
all right. Well, mine were very hard to rank. So my top 2 were definitely my top 2, but the other ones, like, I don't know, they're all just willy-nilly and stuff like that. So all right. Well, no crossovers. John predicts. So that's going to be 20
unique games
for 2025. Have you even played 2020?
I bet most of you haven't.
25 games?
Yes, I bet most people have not.
I can't say that very much. All right, well, let's get into this, John, with
number 10. Number 10.
Number 10.
All right, my number 10. What was my number 10? I said it was easy to do. Oh, yeah, number 10. This is a good one that was, it didn't even make my list of Gen Con games, but it was this close. No. It was almost on my list.
Missed it by that much.
Yes, missed it by that much. And I saw it at Gen Con. I'm like, oh, yeah, Ovation. Ovation is a really cool game. That what brought me in was the production quality and the theme.
Okay.
The theme is that you're literally like Mozart or Brahms or Beethoven. You're literally those people. And you have this,
not figuratively,
literally. You're not playing someone. I mean, you're not playing someone like that. You're not playing their helper.
Like
you're playing
quantum
them.
leap. You're just going straight in there. You are them.
You're them. And you get this cool dual-layered board with great art on it. It's like cartoonish type of art, but it's really awesome. and you have resources that you're managing that you would use, the inspiration and sadness and the joy and things like that you're using to create music.
Literally
and
create music.
You have all these different rows of cards that represent the music and the instruments and what instruments are being used, what type of music it is. And you have patrons that can help you, kind of like in a game like Luthier. You have people that you can help, and it's an engine builder where you're buying these cards to layer at the top of your actions, and then if you really build it up right, you're like, I'm going to take this action, and then I'm going to spend this to take this action above it, and then that action lets me to go over here, so then I can do this action, and then I can do the action above that. It's really cool. You can really chain stuff together nicely. And
so combo building.
It's a lot of combo building, but it's funny thing is, I told the second time I played this, I think it was, I was making sure everybody understood how the combos worked, how you build an engine, and I never added a card anywhere, and I never built an engine, and I this close to winning. I was so close. Our friend Nice Brian stole victory away from me at the end, and he had this huge combo thing set up. At every round, I was so jealous of everybody getting to do all these things, and I'm like, I just never have a good setup to find something to put in there. So I'm like, this is always my best deal. I'm just doing this, and so it's that kind of a thing too. You can ignore the engine building somewhat if you play your cards right, but fun game though, really fun. Every time I played it, it's been a blast. So Ovation,
an engine building game where you don't have to build an engine.
Where engine building is optional. Yes,
that's interesting. All right, well, my number 10 is a game that I only played like once, so I would like to jump into it a little bit more. But that is from All Play, and it's Oddlands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so last year there's a game called Confusing Lands that I found very interesting, and Oddlands is very similar to this game.
Okay.
Both games, I don't know why I'm going to compare it to Confusing Land that nobody probably
Similar
heard
name.
of, but doesn't matter. You play a card into a tableau, which is of a terrain type, and then you get to place a token on it. And that token's going to score in different ways. Maybe if like other tokens are in the same row or column, or if it's in the biggest grouping of forest, or it's in the biggest grouping of desert, it's going to score for that grouping. And it's Confusing Lands was very like that too, but it was almost kind of like point salad, where you either play the tile or like on the other side there's a scoring to it.
Did I play Confusing
I think
Lands
you
with
did.
you? But not Oddlands. Okay.
Yeah, but not Oddlands. I know they're very similar.
Yeah,
it's kind of
like,
weird.
this sounds familiar.
So,
wait, it was
Confusing
Lands. Okay.
And I played this game and I was like, I'm pretty sure this is Confusing Lands, but instead of the scoring on the back of the card, the scoring is with the tokens.
Okay, gotcha.
But I really enjoyed this, and I have come to a realization, John.
What is that, Daniel?
That is that I love tile laying games. Like it just is what it is.
Right.
Like there is something that it brings me immense joy about looking at a blank palette, envisioning the way this is going to look, and trying to build what I envision. And then when I can't, how am I going to pivot to actually get the best results? I just love this. I just love that train of thought. It feels like I'm doing a puzzle. It feels like I'm competitively doing a puzzle, and that's what Oddland did for me. You can also cover up other people's because the terrain tiles could overlap. So if you can tell that somebody was had a really big area, you can actually play on top of that area to kind of cut it back and actually like fight into it and become a little bit more aggressive. So this is a game that's really cool. If you like tile laying games and you want to play a game in like 15 minutes.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, 15-20 minutes. This one's a must try, must own. I enjoy it. Oddlands from Odd Play. Odd Play, All Play.
From Odd Play.
Odd Play. All right, my number 9 is the newest on my list.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, on my 2025 list, because
how old are they?
I literally played it in December because this game only came out in November. And John, you're gonna be shocked. It's a wrestling game. That's not the shocking part. The shocking part is it's a trick-taking game.
That's the
shocking part. This is Rowdy Partners from Etherstone Games, and it's a trick-taking game. And I will say, on this second Friday of December, I got to play 2 trick-taking games: Origin Story, which is about superheroes. I did, and Rowdy Partners, which is about wrestling. 2 things I really enjoy mixed with something I don't enjoy. And after last night, I realized I truly do not like trick-taking games. They're not my cup of tea.
Gotcha.
There are definitely some that are better than others, but why this one is on my list is because it took out the part of that I don't like about trick-taking games, and that is pretty much it's if I get dealt like a bunch of if I get dealt a bunch of trump suits, I'm just gonna win.
Yeah.
And there's not much you have to really do about it. Sometimes you can finagle things. Sometimes you have to think about stuff. But there is not a real trump suit in this game, which I actually really liked. And also, the whole gimmick on this game is that you're playing with a team. There's a way to not play teams, and I think it would work just as well. But you're playing with a team, and you connect the two characters. You each have a special ability. Then you have these little tiles that indicate which person is in the ring and which person's out of the ring. And so if you win a trick, you are now the first player and you're in the ring. All right. And if you win the trick, whoever your opponent is that is in the ring will take damage based on the lowest number that was played that round of the suit that led. So this is a trick taking game where the lowest suit wins. So you're always trying to play the lowest suit so that you can do damage, and then whoever gets knocked out first loses the game. But the part of this game that makes this really interesting is that if you ever play the same number, they flip over. So like if player 1 leads with blue 3, and then player 2 doesn't have blue, so they just play off suit and they play green 5, well then my teammate can now play green 3 because they don't have blue either, and it cancels the blue 3 that was led. Now player 2, their card is actually what is leading now. And now the original team has their last person goes is the first person's partner, and they're like, okay, do I have anything to offset this? If I can't, then we just took 5 damage. So it's a really tricky game because even though you're leading, you're kind of in a disadvantage. And the theme of this trick taker worked so well, because if you know anything about wrestling, what always happens is someone gets in the ring and they're getting whooped, and it's a one-sided fight, and the heels usually are in command, and they're over the baby faces flexing, and they're mocking like, you want to tag, don't you? You can't. And then they tag them in, and then they come in, and they're playing, and the match all turns around, and then all of a sudden the heels are on the ropes, and then something happens, and it's an even match, and then at the end you're just like, who's gonna win? And that's how this game ends up every single time, because when you get to the last couple points of damage, you can only take 1 damage a turn, but you have to reach a threshold of damage. So what that does is it kind of reaches everybody to the end, and then you're all sitting there going, oh, if I just take 1 more damage, I died. But if he just takes 1 more damage, you die. So it was, it's really good. And it brings this emergent storytelling out of a trick-taking game. So there's a lot of good things going in this game, and I was happy with it.
Pretty good for a Western-themed wrestling trick-taking game. Okay.
A Western.
The best, definitely the best one.
A Western Mexican theme. Because they're luchadors.
Yes. All right, then. That's quite a number 9.
The best Western Western Mexican wrestling trick-taking game you'll ever play.
Yes, it is. That's probably a guarantee.
Yeah, I guarantee it.
That'll be on the box. From around the board.
Yes.
My number 9, not quite as exotic as yours, but this was actually one I did want to get at Gen Con, and I did get it at Gen Con.
Nice.
And that game is Positano.
What'd you say?
Yeah, I think you're allowed to say that. Positano. It's about Positano, Italy.
Okay.
Where you're building houses
I've
up
heard
on
of
the
Italy
cliffs.
Before.
Very good. Now you could play this game.
Not Positano.
And this game comes with this really cool cliff that with numbered things. It looks like a bench basically from like a sporting event, like when you're in the bleachers. It's stacked up like that, 4 high, and slots in them, and you're drafting different tiles each time. It's like 3 rounds of drafting, I think it is. You're drafting how many blocks you can take out of your bag, because that's what you need to build, and you can keep them for other rounds. So if you get a whole bunch of blocks this round, maybe you can just go light on the blocks next time. Who cares which one I get? You're also drafting what you're able to build, how high you're able to build, and you're drafting what kind of a roof you can put on it, because there's 3 different levels of roofs. So you're trying to figure out what everybody has the same cards to bid with, so you're trying to figure out which to bid with. Another trick with it is some of the tiles that you bid with and some of the cards you bid with are going to give you extra points at the end. So if you bid with a lower one, it's going to have extra points at the end. That somebody else doesn't use that card, that's just extra points for you. And so there's different things to think about as you're bidding. And then, of course, as you're building it, you're building up this big, all these buildings on this cliff. And then when it's all full, and you count up. There's also like end of the round scoring or end of the game scoring things for like if you have different heights of buildings, or if you have the tallest building or tallest building row, what have you. And so it's a very, as you're probably assuming, welcoming game. But it's also just very cool, and it plays quickly, and it gives you a lot of choices for what do I need to go for this round. There's really one good tile in that row. Do I want to go all in on that one good tile? Because if I go all in and I don't get it, I'm going to get crud, and then I spent this good card. So good kind of thoughts like that on it. And it also has an expansion to 6 players, which is the only way I've played it so far. Nice. Is with the expansion. I think what knocks it down to number 9 for me is the finickiness of the game, or the, what do you call that? The fiddliness of the game, because it's beautiful production, and they snap together and they do all that stuff. But then you got to break all that down. Okay, let's unsnap all these things. Let's do all this. But there's no danger of it getting knocked around and not. I mean, all these buildings are going to stay together, and you have a record of where you put everything, so it's going to be fine. It's not going to be an issue with that. So for a game like that that's so dependent on that, they really went all in on the production to make sure this is going to work, and it's going to work great, and it does. It does work really well, and people have enjoyed it that I played it with. So so good game. One of the things I always say. Best ability in a game is playability, and this one has playability.
Nice.
So you can play it and play it again, and it'll be a good time. So Positano, my number 9.
Nice. I didn't know it was a drafting game.
Yes, I didn't know that either. I just knew you built cool buildings, and I was like, that looks good.
Yeah, that makes me actually want to play it knowing it's a drafting game. Yeah. And the tall building. Was there a literal cliff in there?
Yes. Okay. Well, I mean, it's like I say, it's just stair steps.
Okay.
You can put it on the edge of the table, so it looks like
There you go. Do it. And when the kid walks by, knocks it over. No! Dang. There goes Positano.
That's right. That's a shame. Number 8 on my list is another Gen Con game. This one was another one that I planned to get at Gen Con, and I found it. And I saw people playing it, and I was like, I don't really understand how you play this game. It looks cool, but how do you play it?
Crokinole.
And so I saw him playing it for a while, and I'm like, okay, I never got to play it myself there. But I'm like, I know enough now. I know I want this game. And that game is Ink. Ink is a really fun game.
That looks cool.
And it's got to be a fun game for me to want to play an abstract type game, because it's not really something I'm drawn to that much. You can say Positano is an abstract game, because it kind of is, but it looks cool, and you're building something that's real.
It's drafty
too.
It's
drafty.
Yeah. It's different.
So it's a little different. In Ink, Rondell. You got a Rondell, baby. And so that's
like
always
a Gloomhaven
cool.
Rondell, or like an actual Rondell?
Like an actual Rondell. Okay. And you get penalized every time you go around the Rondell. So you can go as far as you want to, but you have to stop at the starting point and then do something bad to your little thing you're building, because that's what you're doing. You're trying to get all your ink bottles out, is what it is. The cool thing about it is everybody has the ink bottles are all like your color, and then you have so many of them that are considered this color that you put on your, like you'll have red and green are your colors, so you'll put those ones on the red and green. Everything else can be any color. These ones have to go on red and green slots. Everybody have a different color that's theirs. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so you need to build red and green with spots to put ink on them, and then you can put the ink on them. And the more you put on there, there's like different abilities that will trigger if you do one with 4, if you do one with 5. And so you're kind of trying to build up to that, but then, something might happen where you go around, and well, now I have to cover something, and if I can legally cover something, I have to, and that screws up my whole plan. So a lot of thinking with that. It's also, and each time you stop, it's a different tile to add to your board. I probably did a bad job of explaining it, but it's a race to get rid of all of your ink. And so if you get rid of all your ink and you still have more to do on that turn, you put these neutral ones on your board. And so then at the end of that round, whoever has like the most neutral ones, that's because they've gone past all of their ink, then they would win the game. It goes pretty quickly because it's a racing game type thing, just trying to empty out all your ink. But some really good choices and everything. I love Rondells. I really like.
Yeah, it's a cool.
They offer a lot of good choices usually, because there's usually like the punishment for going too far or whatever.
Yeah.
And so this one does that really well, where it's sometimes it's like, well, I can take that punishment. It's not that big a deal, because that thing I'm going to get is going to be awesome. So yeah, Ink, very good. That's my number 8.
Yeah, this game looks fantastic too. Like you'd imagine this was a Kickstarter game, but this was an all-in pledge. Exactly. But this is like a retail version, and those little ink pots are
I know, they are really cool.
Why doesn't every game have ink pots?
Exactly.
Like those look really cool.
Why doesn't 18XX have ink pots?
That's right. I would play more of them.
Yes.
All right. Well, my number 8 is a really good production as well, but for different reasons.
Okay.
You will not buy a game that has more cards than this game has, and that is Vantage.
Oh.
And the art on each card is also just pristine and beautiful. There's so much things to like about this game, and the production, and all it is a bunch of cards. So if you don't know what Vantage is, it's a very divisive game, because it's purely just a storytelling game. Like you are just literally exploring this world and learning a story and just figuring things out. There's very little like actual game involved in this. Like the game, there is a game, don't get me wrong, there is a game, but like when you encounter something, you automatically win, but then it tells you how many dice to roll. And then you will like take negative results based on your die roll. So you will always succeed, but if you have to roll 7 dice, like negative things are going to happen to you, and it's going to take a toll on your character. But it's an interesting concept to know that you will always succeed. And knowing that also kind of makes you more excited to do something, because in these adventure games, you're kind of like...
You don't run and hide or something.
Yeah, because you're like, well, I'm so low on life. I really want to do this, but if I do it, then, you know, something bad might happen to me. This one's like, well, I'm low on life, but, like, as long as I don't roll hearts, I'm fine. And you don't, and you're like, yeah, I did it. And, you know, so it's... yeah, it's really cool, but it's just this wide open world to explore. I played this on Second Friday as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I knew this was going to be on the list, so this one I just really wanted to play. And I was like, you know what? I bet you other people want to play this. I want to play it with a different group. And I did, and they loved it. They immediately even tried to start to buy it. They're like, how do I buy this? Yeah. But one of the things that one of the guys said I thought was really interesting is he kept saying, like, I want to know the outcome. Like, I want to know what's going to happen to me. And I was like, but you can't. Like, it's like you're really exploring the world. You just have to do something and find out what happens. If you learn the piano in real life, do you know what the result of that's going to be? No, you don't. Maybe you'll be rich and famous. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll play at a person's bar mitzvah one day. You don't know, okay? So this world, that's right. So this world, you are going and you are exploring, and something's going to happen to you. And you don't know what it is. But what's cool about this is you keep replaying the game. And every game, you're going to take different paths as well. But you learn more about the world, and you could take that learned knowledge and you can apply it to what you're about to experience, just like real life.
Yeah, that's true.
So the guy I played, he was just like, so if I played this game twice, I would have more information. So why don't I have the information now?
You haven't played it twice.
Because you haven't played it twice. Yeah, I was like, that's the point. Like, you got to keep playing this game.
That's hilarious.
And it rewards this world building scenario. So I played 4 times now, and now I have a more fleshed out world view of what Vantage is.
I never thought about that. That's
but there is still stuff that are tucked away. There's a pack of cards I haven't been opened. I have a hint that there's like these gods on the planet somewhere. I haven't seen them. I only have a suspicion that they're there, but I don't know for sure. You know, so there's just these really cool like story elements that start to emerge the more and more you play.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So I think it's a great game. So that's Vantage.
Vantage, you're number 8?
Number 8. All right. My number 7 is a game that looks phenomenal. It's so beautiful. It's so neon. It's the most neon game of the year, and that is Wroth from Chip Theory Games. So Chip Theory usually makes these big, robust, complicated, pricey games. Wroth was not pricey. It was not complicated. It was very attainable. It was it was affordable. And it's a skirmish game, or sorry, like an area control game. And there's asymmetrical powers, but they're not overwhelming like a root.
Like a root.
Yeah, they're very just like this faction.
You can do this.
Does different things. Yeah, it's not. They don't play different. They just do different things. So it's a lot more to process. But there's just all the components in this game is beautiful. The mat is a neoprene mat. And the map of the area control is a very tight area, which is always good in an area control game, because that means no turtling. So you are always being pushed to attack somebody and to take over regions. Also, what's kind of unique about this game is there's a drafting mechanism of these dice. You roll the dice, and those are the actions you're going to take. And everyone takes a die one at a time, drafting those. And that's your action you're going to get to take. So you can also look at the drafts and say, okay, I see that there are 4 attacks and 3 movements. So maybe I don't have to take an attack because they will be back. But movement will not come back. So I'm going to have to take a movement because I know I want to move. So I like that. And then also I like skirmish games where you know the probability, you kind of know what your opponent's going to do. Because there's attack and movements. Oh no, there's no resource gathering things. Great. Now I know you're not gathering resources this turn, and I know you're not going to get any more troops. So what's out there right now is what's out there. I can now prepare for that. And I like games like that. So Wroth is a small production, beautiful production, and it plays like in an hour and a half and straightforward. It fulfilled everything that it said it was going to. So good game.
Okay. I've been wanting to get that played.
Yeah. You can also invest in this game for interest-free retirement income.
Yes, you can. That is true. Tax deferred.
Tax deferred.
Okay, my number 7 is going to make a liar out of me.
What?
Because it was your number 8. Because you couldn't wait to
Ah.
talk about Vantage. And so, yes, Vantage is my number 7.
I was going to predict there were there were 2 crossovers.
Okay.
But when you said there was no crossovers, I assumed that means, Vantage isn't on your list.
I forgot about Vantage.
So there we go.
I guess I should have figured that'd be on your top 10. But yes, Vantage was on mine. And I'm just going to give you the perspective of someone that does not like co-ops, does not like adventure games, does not like wide open space, whatever. Those intimidate me. They put me off. I'm worried I'm going to be stuck here doing something I couldn't care less about for God knows how long.
Yeah.
And that game was the opposite of all of that.
Nice.
The turns are quick. It's right back to your turn before you know it. You're always going someplace, doing something cool.
Yep.
And because you have to. You have your, okay, which way are you going to go from this one?
Yep. You get to do one thing on a card.
The caveat with that was I got a lighthouse, which allowed me to do every action on that card.
Ooh.
So that was kind of cool. So I'm going to flush out this entire card. That's kind of cool. I get to find out everything that you can do on this card before I move on. Because otherwise you're sitting there with your doubt. You're like, well, that was kind of cool, but what if I'd have done that other action? Because I never know. Do that, and you'll never know now. So yeah, and what I liked about it, as I explained about in our game of the year, where I mentioned this is my biggest surprise, was I think what I like about it is the rails that you're on. That's it. You've got these little choices that you can make. So it's not some big collaboration with everybody. Yeah. Hey, Woody, well, how about if you do this instead? Yeah. Well, we've been waiting 15 minutes, and I still haven't even attempted to take my turn yet because I can't decide what to do. No, you got you're thinking about it during everyone else's turn. You're ready to go. I'm gonna do this. Yep. And so yeah, that's what I like about it. And then the story part is very interesting. Even for me, that doesn't really like the sci-fi stuff that much.
Because it's not real sci-fi. There's creatures, but it's like just things that happen. Like I don't know. It's just it's not.
It makes it interesting.
Not fantasy or sci-fi. It's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Weird.
But yes. So Vantage is my 7. There's our first crossover.
Woo! Now, Vantage is great. Play it, but I will say, like story-based games don't sound fun to you. Probably is a safe pass. John, I think will probably be an outlier. I don't know if a lot of people are going to be like, I hate story-based games. Oh, but I love Vantage.
Yeah,
probably not. It's just you like snappy turns and you do like theme, and I think these both have both of those, and that probably overpowered any negative connotation that would. But
I think also that you're not all working towards this exact. I mean, you are working towards common goals.
Yeah.
But you're on your own over here. You know, and it's like, hey, can somebody help me out with this? You know, I mean, that's the only part of the co-op there really is.
Yeah, I'll give you a token.
Yeah, there you go. Help me out next time. Okay, and it's that easy. You know, it's like, okay, sweet, now I can do this. So yeah, there's not as much of that in it. And so somebody isn't just always doing this one role that they always do. You know, that's usually happens in a co-op game too. It's, well, I'm the guy that does this. You know, I don't really like being the guy that does this, but I'm the guy that does this. And so kind of like being the dad, you know, and say, I got to go to work every day. Nobody else can do this. Kids ain't going to do it. I got to do it.
Heaven forbid the kids do it.
I'm waiting.
Child labor. Come on now. Get with it.
So there we go. Vantage, my number 7.
Nice.
All right. That brings us to number 6 and our next crossover.
No way.
By my prediction. Because you haven't said it yet.
You said 0. I was okay. We're gonna retcon this. My prediction is that we were gonna have 2 crossovers. So there we go. Okay,
probably.
All right.
No more. This will be it.
It's okay. Until he forgets another game that he played before.
Yes. I forgot you were. This was high up on your list. And that is Fliptoons. Fliptoons is number 6 on my list.
All right.
And it was one I played reluctantly. I wasn't really wanting to play it, but we were at Gen Con. But we were at Gen Con, and that's when you play games that you might not normally play. And Daniel was really high on those Fliptoons. I'm like, well, it's supposed to be quick. It's supposed to play like Challengers. Let me give it a go. And it's like Challengers-ish, but it's enough different that it's a completely different game. And it took me a while to get the knack of it because I always just wanted to add cards to my deck.
Yeah.
And that's a recipe for a disaster unless you stack your deck and act like you're shuffling it because you're going to get all these other cards out that you don't want. You want a nice slim deck, but you have to
6 to 9
to get rid of cards out of your deck. You have to. The theme is you're making a cartoon.
Yeah. We didn't even know there was a theme in this.
Didn't know there was a theme.
You're not fighting.
Our friend Ty was telling us about it.
Told us.
Yes. So you're making a cartoon. These are the cartoon characters that you have under contract. And so you have to buy them out of their contract to get them out of your show and out of your hand. because that's what you do with animated characters.
That's right.
So that's the theme, and so you want the ones that work well together because you want your tasks to work well together. And if they work well together, you can actually get more than 6 cards out because you only flip 6 cards. With this one, would be like every whatever put on this card. So sweet. There's that one. There's that one. There's that one. I got 4 cards in. I've only got 2 slots filled. So the better you do that, the more cards come out and the way they're supposed to come out, the better you're going to do. So satisfying when the plan works.
Very satisfying.
When it doesn't, oh well, get another card, see what you can do, go on to the next round. It's a short-lived defeat. So Fliptoons, a lot of fun, great game.
I'm laughing because yes, this is going to be on my list, and he knows that it's going to be on my list.
I don't know what.
And then you said 0 crossover. I was like, what?
But is it number 6?
It is not number 6. My number 6 is a game. It is a game. I'm just gonna say it. Sometimes I like to do the big lead up, like I'm doing right now. This is called Etherstone. So a couple years ago, Res Arcana came out, and it became one of my favorite games to play. Etherstone is essentially another Res Arcana game. If you haven't played either, what you're doing in both games, Etherstone specifically, is you are given a small amount of cards, like 9 cards.
Okay, it's the same deal.
Yeah, and you are trying to manipulate your engine with those 9 cards. The catch on this game, though, is that there is a board of like monsters off to the side that you can fight with. So that's a little bit different, is that you can generate enough attack to attack the monster. You also have your primary person who can take damage as well. And if you do take damage, you actually get like negative points at the end of the game. So you don't die, but you take like a big negative hit if you do die. But you can use your life resources to modify the cards and stuff. But the biggest change is that there's this dice pool selection. So at the beginning of the rounds, you roll the 5 different dice, and their number and their color matter. So if you take a like a green 5, then that means you can activate any card that activates on a 5, and when you take the green, you generate 2 green resources that are going to be able to play for the card.
Okay.
So this game is just this nice tight package. Gives you a small amount of cards where you have to try to figure out how to get your engine to work better and quicker. And this is really interesting too, because I played this with Randy, and it was interesting because I had a really good, like, the game ends if you attack everybody up in the attack thing.
Okay.
You knock them all out, the game ends. Or it ends if you play all your cards. Well, Randy didn't have a good attack engine, but he saw that I was attacking a lot of people. So he was like, oh, if you're attacking people, I have to keep up with you and I have to attack. So what he actually did was he sped up the game by taking away people for me to attack, but I attacked better than he did. So I was naturally just getting better things. And he goes, oh, I probably should have just stopped attacking. And I was like, yeah, you probably should have, because he had a really good, I'm going to get my card out engine.
Yeah, that's what.
And he should have just focused.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah,
do.
Okay. And he should have focused on that, and he didn't. And it was a very obvious moment where you're like, oh, there's 2 distinct ways to play, and you can't get into the, oh, my opponent's doing this thing, I better stay. No. You got to stick to your plan, and whoever plan was better is going to win. Okay, and that's what's really cool.
Is it a 2-player game or is it multiplayer?
I'm pretty sure it goes up to 4 players. I've only played it two players, but yeah, it's 4 players for sure. Yeah.
All right.
But cool. Really good Etherstone. And it's beautiful. Really unique art.
Sounds like it would be kind of like Res Arcana in that I would like it and not play very well at it. I think I've won Res Arcana once, and that was by attrition. I mean, I was so close to victory for so long against you one time, and I think you were on your deathbed. You were like sick over there, and you're probably just like, win already, what are you doing? And then finally I won, and it was almost like you didn't care. So it was like, that's like the only time I've ever won Res Arcana.
That's not when I had my appendix bursting,
I don't know.
was it?
No,
okay,
no, it wasn't that.
Another time I was sick. Got it, okay. All right, my number 5 is just a fun game. This appeared on the list that John and I did of just games full of joy that brings us merriment and pride or something like that.
I don't know about pride.
Pride, maybe not pride, but it's Magical Athlete. Magical Athlete. This game is just a hoot and a hollering, good old time. All it is a roll and move game. You draft 4 different characters, and you're going to race 4 different times. Each character has a unique ability, and on your turn, you roll a die and you move that many spaces. That's it. That's the game. Nothing else. But what makes this game so fantastic is just how much joy it brings to everybody. Like, you're laughing the entire time. You get so involved in this. I actually thought about this the other day. So, ready, set, bet. that is a game that kind of took the world by storm.
Yeah.
I know old man Chris, he loves that game. And you're not doing anything other than predicting which horse is going to win, right? And then how well do you bet? Okay, how is this just not ready, set, bet? It's like, yeah, that's my character, but I'm not really doing anything. But I'm just as invested.
Just like you are in Ready, Set, Bet.
But you're just invested. You're just like, yeah, go horse, go. You're like, go legs, go. Go mouth, go. There's a lot of just body parts that are characters apparently, and but like, and it's fun, and like, yeah, it's funny. My son, he played this game and he took the mouth, and he was like, my only goal is to eat you. And when it finally happened, everyone was like, oh my God. We all got up, we all cheered, and he was doing so poor too because he was at the end. But like he was kind of like a little defeated, but he's like, but if I eat you, Dad, then I beat you, right?
Like
I was like, yeah, you do. And so he ate me, and then other people started to roll really low.
Oh,
and he's like, oh, I can eat them too.
Oh no.
He ended up coming second in
way.
this game because he just started eating everybody.
That's great.
And it's hard to do because you have to like land on it. So yeah, he didn't do anything, but it was like you were invested in that character and you were just like, I want to see this thing happen, and it just makes everyone laugh.
Yeah.
And it's just a good game.
Something that they did, a great production choice with this game, was they didn't just give everybody their colored pawns and here's your card that you're building. No, you get the character that matches your card.
That's right.
It's like, I get this big chunky baby or whatever.
Right.
I get this thing that looks like an inchworm. I get that's me this time, and you know it's me because this is in front of me. So you know, the production choices really help make this game a blast.
Yeah,
and it's a really fun game.
I actually heard somebody. It wasn't a real criticism, but they were like, if you could criticize one thing about this game, that is, it takes forever to find your character.
Oh, come
on. If that actually bothers you, just use little pawns, but you won't like it as much.
It won't be as cool.
But honestly, I think they were just saying like that literally probably takes the longest time. Is like in the pool of 30 meeples. Yeah, you're like, I need to find my one meeple.
Yeah.
But I'd take that any time over the experience that you get.
Oh yeah, good time. Yeah, that's a good choice. Was this number 6?
See, I would have thought the number 5. I would have thought this would be on your list, and it still could be, but I don't think you would put it as high as I did. So we'll find out.
Maybe it's a crossover. Maybe it's is it going to be even higher than number 5?
It's his number 1 game of the year. Calling it now.
Number 5 for me. I'm surprised it didn't come in higher.
Magical Athlete.
If I had control over this list, it would have come in higher.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. I don't know why I would be surprised it didn't come in higher. But number 5 for me is Finspan, because Finspan, I think, is the best span game ever made. And I've thoroughly enjoyed my plays of Finspan. And I've taught it to new people, and they've asked to play it again. We played it back-to-back at times. And that has never happened with Wingspan. And it will never happen with Wormspan, because I hopefully will never play it again. So I sure won't be asking to play it back-to-back. I might get forced into playing it sometimes. I think my brother likes it, and he owns it, so who knows? He might talk me into it sometime, but I'm not going to play it more than like 3 players because that game's ridiculous. But Finspan, the game we're actually talking about, it's cool because it's like the span method of engine building is what they're doing. And they do little twerks on it. Little tweaks on it. They don't do twerks on it, not on a family show. But this time you're diving down each column, which is thematic. That's kind of cool. And you don't stop when there's no card because you're looking for fish, man. You keep going. But if there is fish, you get rewards for that because you would get rewards. That's what you're doing. You're looking for fish. So that's kind of cool. So you're still building up your columns and doing different things. Not going to bore you with all the details, but it's a span game. If you played a span game, you know what's going on. And this time you have fish eggs, you have schools of fish, you have other fish. There's different things that you're always going to be able to do to get points in every game. And then there's different things that are end around goals that are going to be different every game. So you always have ways to kind of build ahead. You're always kind of looking at, what do I need to do to be able to get those points later? What do I need to do to get points now? You're making all those choices. Once again, what I love about the span games, you're making those choices between turns. You should be. So that when it's your turn, you're like, okay, this is what I'm planning on doing. Bop, bop, bop. I'm doing that. I'm doing this, get my diver down here. I get these. I can do that. And it's your turn. And that's pretty much it. It's, Bob's your uncle and your turn is over. And that's the way those games should go. With new players, obviously, I didn't do that. You're walking around the board showing them how to do the turn. But with people that know how to play it, snappy and probably the snappiest of any of the span games. So love it.
Cool.
Finspan.
Yeah, I agree with you. Finspan's the best. I give Wingspan a 7. I give Dragon Wormspan a NA, and I give Finspan like a 7.3.
Why do you hate all these games.
No,
Daniel hates it when you rate something to 7 or higher. And you say, "Why do you hate that game?"
I know, right? No, in all seriousness, Finspan was fun. I really liked it. There's an aspect of it that made me feel like it was Res Arcana, and it just now came to me as I was explaining Etherstone, and you were explaining that. So there's that like mechanic where you can pull stuff out of your discard pile.
Yes.
And after a while, you're kind of like, this hand and this discard pile, that's what I'm playing with.
Yeah.
Do I get to draw more cards? Sure, give them, whatever. Okay,
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, how am I getting this one out of my discard pile?
Yep. That's a really cool part about it.
And you can discard cards to power the cards, and then you can get those cards out. And
Yeah.
I like that, which is like Res Arcana. You had a little mini game of Res Arcana going on.
And I mean, I've heard people. This is kind of funny because I've heard people that have played Wingspan before complain about the availability of the cards and be able to get cards. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
it is so hard to get cards in Wingspan. That is like the hardest one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like there can never be cards available to you for what you need.
Yeah.
Whereas in this one, if there's none there, I mean, build up your engine that gets you more cards. That's something you can do way easier than you can in Wingspan.
Yeah.
In Wingspan, it's the very end of the game. Hey, now I can finally get cards. Don't need them now. I don't have time. But in this one, within 2 turns, you can have a good engine going where you're going to have some card selection. So yeah, a lot of good things about it.
Now, where does Cape Span rank in all of this?
Well, it would probably be number 1.
Okay,
probably. 4. Yes. Number 4 on my list, I'm 99.9% sure it's not a crossover with Daniel.
Ooh, okay.
It's pretty good. If it was with Andy, it would definitely be a crossover.
Huh.
Number 4 is Lightning Train.
Okay.
Unlike Daniel, I really liked this game.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool.
It was fun.
Maybe it's expectations driven. I didn't have mid expectations.
Sure.
I think is what I had of this game. The production looked good. The playtime looked good. I'm like, I'm probably gonna halfway enjoy this game, and I got into it and loved it. I love the turns, the options that you'd have on your turn.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you draw your bag at the end of your turn, so you have it ready for the next turn.
So.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I love how you're not just sitting there hoping you can do something, and then you pull oh wait, now I got to figure out all my options. You got all your options ahead of you. Unless somebody takes a route you're trying to do, then you can plan out your turn accordingly. It is a lot of cutthroat, and it can be unintentionally cutthroat, because it was unintentionally with myself and our friend Philip, who was playing with us, because I had an ability that whenever I put down a 5 train route, I got extra points or whatever. So I'm up here with this thing, and he's like, "Oh no, you're gonna take that, aren't you?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like, "You're gonna take?" Yeah, I didn't see how that bothered him at all. So I was gonna deliver over here. Now I can't. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, because you have to deliver your shortest path, and if you create another path,
if I do that, then it's gonna connect that. It's gonna mess his whole thing up.
Yep.
I'm like, "Sorry, buddy. That's the way it goes. I'm doing my 5 trains. I gotta do them whenever I can." And so many things to think about on getting. You're also trying to get new things to add to your bag. I try to do it every round. Andy was saying, "Well, you're putting too many things in your bag." If you don't, well, if it's good stuff, it's good stuff, man.
Well, you take so much out though, because you got those trains are out of your bag
and
they're on the board, so you're never really putting too much unless you're not getting them out.
Yeah. And I did like there's options on your own board to do things. And there's probably more that I didn't take advantage of as I was recalling it. I'm like, oh man, if I would have been doing that, I could have done even better.
Yeah, it's almost like you could keep them plugged away. Kind of like,
exactly.
Like Orleans or Leon.
You can plan a big turn later.
Yeah, you're like, I'm going to keep these out of my bag. But these spots will be open later.
Yeah, you're like, I'm just going to do a little bit this turn, but I'm setting up a big turn. Nice. So, because you might not even have the contract you need that turn, too. Yeah. So you're like, oh, wait, no, the contract's going to come in. I'm going to buy another contract like that just in case. So maybe I'll get it next time. So there you go. So, Lightning Train. That's my number 4.
Yeah, Lightning Train, it's good. It's fine. Direwolf, like, I get excited for their games, doing Imperium, Clank, this, and then I play it, and I'm just always like, they just miss it by that much for me. I don't know what it is.
Really?
It just always feels like there's something just missing there, and Lightning Train was one of it. I keep calling it Ghost Train. And then there's a card in the freaking
Ghost
game
Train
called
card.
Ghost Train. Yes. When I saw that, I felt so vividly. I was like, there it is. I'm not the only one. Lightning Train. Not mine.
So that's your number 4? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. That's what you're saying.
You're right. Third crossover. No. No, it's a fine game. Not on my list, though. All right. My number 4 is Andy's just, it's been his darling of the year. A game he can't stop talking about, and that is Natera.
Oh, okay.
And he also French Quebec is Canadian.
Yes,
designers.
Yes.
Like Andy always has to say that, so I wanted to hold the honor.
French Canadian designers.
Yes. Very rare.
Why that means.
I don't know. I don't know. Andy always wants to bring it up, though.
Yes.
Anyways, this is a worker placement game, and we did get to talk to the designers, and it was really cool. We actually got taught taught the game by them.
That is cool.
And
I'm really sorry I missed out on that.
Yeah, and we got to kind of like listen to them explain the like why they did stuff and all that good things. And they literally said that we were trying to make Dune Imperium and what's the other game? Was it?
I don't remember.
Lost Ruins of Arnak?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways,
that's what it was.
Yeah, they were like,
if
you like all of these games, why not just make a game that takes the best things out of all those games, and then you make the best games, and they did. They made a really solid game here. This one could be higher. I just haven't played very much of it.
Yeah.
But what I have played, I've really enjoyed. So this essentially you're just worker placement. You're placing it in one of these 4 areas, and then once you place in the 4 areas, it moves up your faction marker in that area. And then what's unique about it is as you push up on it, it flips over tiles that only people who are past a certain point in the faction can use. So you're getting better and better buildings and better action selections, but only if you have done the work to improve your faction, your standing in that faction. So that's a really cool thing. And then you're also building buildings like you do in Lord Waterdeep, so that if somebody else goes to that location, then you also get a benefit from it. So it's this game where you're just like reveling in the resources. Everything you do gives you resources. Then you're playing cards with like a tableau building game. You're either building it from your hand or you're taking like hiring these animals from the supply, and then you can pay the animals to do work later on. Keep playing more cards, and it's just a fantastic game. Plays in 5 rounds, and then whoever has the most points wins. So if you like worker placement games like Dune Imperium, Lost Ruins of Arnak, Terraforming Mars, if any of those games you actually are a fan of, you have to try Natera. It is definitely sits amongst those.
Okay.
I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it, which is weird. I think it was like a Kickstarter, it fulfilled, and then maybe it hasn't got wide production or wide release because no one's talking about it. But this is the heavy game on my on my list. So there you go, Natera.
Okay, cool.
All right, my number 3 is a game that I also received recently from Capstone Game, and that is Sanctuary, an Ark Nova game. This game is really good, and is it because I like Sanctuary? Is it because It is. Is it because I like Ark Nova? Is it because I looked at this game and said this should be as good as Ark Nova? I don't know if I had biases coming into here, but all I know is that when this is all said and done, this game is really cool. It's not Ark Nova at all. It just has that action selection of Ark Nova where it has like the line of cards and you pick one and it goes to the 1 and it operates at the strength. But what this game is a tile laying game. And
another tile laying game that you love.
That's right. And this one was really cool because you got to think about like, I need a big collection of primates over here and I need my buildings to be in this area. And so you're plotting this board out. You're looking at the board going, okay, this is the direction I'm going to go. And what's really cool about this game is it's very thinky, it's very puzzly, and it plays in about 20 minutes per player. So it also moves fairly quick.
Okay.
The production of this game is really cool too. The tiles are really chunky. They also have what I think is really cool is these a tile holder, kind of like like the card holder. Yep. But the tile holder is 2 layers, so you can actually put your like 6 tiles on there.
Get your varsity and junior varsity.
Yeah, so instead of having like a hand of cards, you have these tiles.
Yeah, you can't hold a bunch of tiles in your hand. Yeah. So that's a great idea.
No, so I really like Sanctuary. I think it holds up. I don't think it's going to be quite the hit that Ark Nova was. And I think a lot of people are going to go in there going, I've heard people say, well, I like Ark Nova better. And it's like, okay, that's fine. This game is still valid because this game is not Ark Nova. Yeah. It is a different game than Ark Nova. It's just going to feel similar to Ark Nova in the action selection and in the iconography. Like you kind of know that, the and also the race at the end, like the conservation project. So it says like if you have 5 primates, you can finish a conservation project. That's an Ark Nova. It's in this too, but it does it a little bit differently. So yeah, this game is great. It's a tile laying game. Don't go in there thinking that, oh, I love Ark Nova, I'm gonna love Sanctuary. No, don't do that. But if you do like if you've played Ark Nova, I'm not even gonna say if you like Ark Nova. Okay. If you've played Ark Nova, this game will be a lot easier to digest.
I gotcha.
Because there will be things you can just go, oh, I know what they're doing there, and you can kind of comprehend it a lot quicker. But it does not play like Ark Nova at all.
I mean, because like you do have tile laying in Ark Nova, you do have a little bit of a puzzly thing with where you want to put everything, but it's not the end all be all of the game. It's a very small part of the game. It's more of a means to an end than it is, Yeah.
Yeah, the tile laying Arc Nova is literally like, I'm going to build my enclosure. Now I got to find an animal to put in that enclosure.
Yeah.
And you're like, great. And then I got a bunch of points because I did that. And then I'm going to do a bunch of stuff over here. Okay, now I'm going to look back at my zoo. No. This one is like, I got a monkey. I'm putting the monkey in the zoo.
Yeah.
I got a giraffe. Putting the giraffe in the zoo.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, where you put those matters, and that's the fun part because you got to think about where you want to put those.
Yeah, planning ahead and all that. Like you were saying before. Got my mind. I know how this one's going to work out. Let's see if we can make it work out. Yeah. Very cool.
Love
okay.
it.
I got to try that one. What was that number? 3?
Number 3.
We're already up to number 3. You've got to be. These must be some really good games if we're up to the top 3.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think?
Probably.
Okay. Number 3 on my list.
Well, except for this game.
Well, here we go. Number 3 on my list was number 1 on Kelly's list. So take that. Take that.
Well, it was her second number 1.
Second number 1. But it's my number 3.
So
I had 2 better than her second number 1.
Yeah. Well,
Whatever.
how about that?
I don't know if that means anything.
I don't know.
But number 3 on my list is Fountains,
Nice.
which was one I was able, if we were talking about Meeplathon, and we were really promoting that earlier, and a great con here in Kansas City that works for charity, does a great deal. And one of the new things they had this year was the Learn to Win. I signed up. Very popular. Probably because we were talking about
That's
it.
right, yeah.
Probably not.
Around the board buzz.
Probably not. But they were hard to get into. And then what I could get into, I was like, oh, Fountains. I was wanting to play Fountains anyway. And there's a spot available. And as it turns out, somebody had backed out. I got Kelly to come play. So, there we go. We got to play Fountains together. And Fountains is it's tile lane. There you go. You start out with this one little round fountain, and it's made on these awesome foam board tiles. And you're using a rondelle to go around and pick different tiles to put into your fountain display. Second rondelle game, my thing. And you can build on that same layer. There's all these different shapes, or you can go up a layer. If you go up a layer, you got to make sure you don't cut off water supply to any of them. You're also maybe going to be covering fish that would have scored, but now they're not going to. But everything on that higher layer scores double. So cover up one, and you're putting one on the higher levels. That's great because now you're opening up more ways to score on the higher level. So, and when you build up, it has to be completely on top of something else. And it's cool. They have all these little marked things where they have to go right on top of these different colors. So you're not just trying to figure out, well, how can it fit on it? No, it has to go on a certain way, and it's easy to figure out. So that's cool. And some of them are good because they divide up your pools. So it's like, could you get one of the scoring things is how many pools do you have? Well, this was 1. Now it's 3 because I put this thing on it. So, and then, the rondelle is the coolest part. So I got to talk about that. The rondelle has 3 different pawns in it, and nobody controls any of the pawns. They all start on certain spots, 3 different things that you're going to score at some point during the game. Whenever they land on that same spot again, that scores. Whether it's most fish, whether it's most lily pads, whether it's most fountains, whatever. And those all score different ways. Some of them you get 1-to-1. Some of them, it's if you're in first place, you get 10 points automatically, whatever. So if you're doing well on those, you want those to score as much as possible. And so I think Kelly mentioned that in hers, where she's like, I don't want to open that space up for John when he gets there. Because John's just sitting there. All right, score him again. I'll score him every time if I can. And so that's different things to think about when you're moving around the rondelles and stuff. It's not just what do I want, it's what do I want to keep other people from doing on their turn. So very cool. Fountains was deeper than I thought it was going to be. Deep fountain. There you go. So there you go.
Intended.
Number 3 on my list.
This is number 1 on my want to playlist.
Oh, okay. Cool.
There you go. Yeah, you guys won me over on it. I really want to
Kelly
try
owns
this
it,
one.
I think. So there you go.
Sweet.
We'll get it played.
Yeah.
All right, so we're up to number 2 now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, number 2. Woo. Number 2 on my list is a number game, but it's not number 2.
Is it number 10?
It is.
That's an old game.
Is that a game?
Yeah.
Number 10? Okay. No. Number 2 on my list is 12 Rivers. That's one that hopefully we will play about. Hopefully we will play on our show sometime.
Yeah, we're gonna review it. It's in the
Have you
lineup.
played it yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I played it.
Wow, you sound like you're
Meeplathon.
exasperated that it's a number 2 on my list.
I mean, okay.
12 Rivers is, Andy called it the biggest gimmick of the year.
Sure.
And Andy has never really played a game of it. So I kind of...
Yes, but let's put it this way. Gimmick is usually a negative.
Yes.
I don't think it is in board games. Like, gimmick is fine. Like, what brings you to this game is a gimmick, right? And the gimmick in this is gimmicky.
It is kind of cool.
But it works.
But literally, I came to it for the gimmick.
Yeah, there you go.
I came to it because it's got this cool board that sits up at an angle, 12 rivers leading down into a pond or whatever, and you put all these pearls at the top, and you release them and they come down. Going into this game, I'm thinking this is going to be some wacky, where are they going to go? What are we doing here? You know, I'm thinking this is, I didn't even think it was going to be a game I was going to like.
Sure.
But I have to try it. This just looks goofy and fun.
Yeah.
It's not goofy or it's fun.
It's not goofy.
It isn't goofy or random. It's not random at all. You can see exactly where these things are going to go. And so it's cutthroat and it's thinky.
Yeah.
And that's not what I expected it to be. And there's a lot of strategy in it, obviously. There's ways that you can give yourself different advantages. You might be like, well, maybe I just want to get a bunch of advantages this round because I can do that. And maybe not try to get the pearls as much. I'm going to get all these different things that are going to set up a big turn later because there's not this many pearls that I need for the colors that I'm trying to get for. If I get these, I can get extra ones next time and then spend cards. Keep my cards available because cards are the resource in this game. You can spend cards to go up and try to get pearls that you really, really want, or you can just hang back and get cards and let the pearls come to you.
And the cards are good, so like getting rid of them is a price.
Is a price, yeah. So 12 Rivers, it was the thinkier, more competitive game than I thought it would be, and I think that's why it jumped up so high on my list. And it's another one of those that people will say, let's play it again immediately, because it's like I didn't quite catch it until halfway through the first game what I was doing, so now let's do it again. And and it's quick enough you can do that. So cool. 12 Rivers, number 2 on my list.
You know what this game reminds me of? Barrage.
There you go. It is like Barrage.
It is actually, because what Barrage is, you're like the water's coming down the dam, and you're building the reservoirs to trap it. And then someone goes, "No, I'm actually going to build one above yours." And that's exactly what you're doing in 12 River. You're like, I'm going to build a little dam right here so I can get my first picks of marbles. And then someone's like, I'm going to build right next to the marble and just take that one. You're like, well, that was the one I wanted. I just thought I was safe.
It's the one you wanted. Yes.
Yeah, crap.
Except in Barrage, it takes you 8 turns to get that thing up and running and doing really well, and then somebody else did. There it goes. That was 3 hours.
It's Barrage without the anger.
Without the 3 hours in anger. Yes. No angst. Angst-free Barrage.
Yes.
All right. What's number 2 on your list there, big guy?
Glasses malfunction here. Ba-down.
Ba-down.
Number 3 I already talked about, but my number 2 I have not talked about yet, and that is Moon Colony Bloodbath.
Oh, nice.
This game is just so much fun.
Was this your biggest surprise?
No, it was not my biggest surprise, because I actually kind of heard about it, and I was thinking that it was going to be good. And this is an engine building and then an engine destroyer.
I have to play this game.
Yeah, so you're taking a couple of rounds where you're building up this engine, and you kind of feel good. You're kind of like, man, I'm doing so much better than everybody else. I know I am. Like, I'm making people, I'm getting food, everything is going so well. And then the robots turn on you, and all of a sudden,
AI,
the robots are like, yeah, I'm going to kill 5 of your population. You're like, it's fine, I got plenty. And then the next card, it's like, 8 of your population. You're like, hey, I'm still okay. I'm still okay. And then all of a sudden, they just start running wild, and you're building buildings. Every time you build a building, you get population with that building that is in the building. So you're like, yeah, I like this building. It does good things for me. And then it's like a robot comes and says, I'm going to kill 7 people. And you're like, I don't have 7 people. It's like, you do in that building. So they destroy the building. All the people come running out to your city center, and the robot's killing them. And you're like, whew. Well, 5 of them survived. And it is just a race to the bitter end.
Yeah.
Because everyone is going to lose everybody if the game kept going.
Yeah.
But your goal is to just sit there and go, I got to build another building. I got to build another building. I got to get more population in. And thematically, it's really funny because you're just like, I have this beautiful colony. Come and visit it. And what you're doing is it's chaos. People are dying everywhere, but you need people to run your machine. So you're like, come and run our robots. They're fine. They totally won't kill you. And you're trying to be the last one standing.
Is that what it is, basically? Last one standing?
It is. Okay. Yeah. Well, no, it's the first one who dies is obviously out.
Okay.
And then whoever has the most population at that point, or else you get into the Monopoly, modern gaming, right? Yes. Someone's eliminated, you stop there, who did the best.
I gotcha.
Especially in this one, because everyone's going to die. So.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, that one sounds good.
Moon Colony Bloodbath, everyone's going to die.
Subtitle, everyone's gonna die.
That's right. All right, my number one, guys. Jeez, I struggled over if I wanted this to be my number 1 because I didn't want people to call me a hypocrite. They're gonna point fingers at me. John's gonna have to like get a reverse board game snob sign.
Shallow gamer.
Yeah, my number 1 is Fliptoons. I love this flipping game. It is so fun. It is so precise in what you're doing. Like as John had talked about it earlier, is your goal is to just flip over 6 cards, and you want the best score in those 6 cards that you flip. So you are building your deck, to optimize the probability of getting the cards at the right time and the right place. And do you get to control it? Not really, but you get to control what goes in that deck. You get to control what goes out of that deck. You get to control, you're like, you know what? I got this lion here who he's like a 10. I'm making up numbers. I don't remember what it is. Your goal is to get to 30. So you're like, have a lion, and it's like, I think it's the alligator. It's one of the, we'll say alligator. I think it's alligator. He's like an 8. And it's like, he's really powerful, but he eats anybody to the right, somebody to the right of him. So you're like, well, I have a deck full of little small creatures. I think I'm going to, yes. But then later in the game, the alligator comes out, and you're like, ooh, that'd be really good. You're like, oh, but I have a 10 elephant and an 8 lion.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't get that alligator. Anymore. But then somebody was like, I'm going to get that alligator.
That's an 8 elephant, all right.
There you go. How do you eat an elephant, John? One bite at a time.
One bite at a time with your alligator. I would say with your alligator card.
Yeah. That's how. So yeah, but then somebody else goes, I'm going to take the alligator, and then they don't realize that, oh my gosh, my alligator just ate my elephant. What am I doing?
Yep.
And then there's obviously the cards, there's some good synergy, like the monkey or the bunny goes on top of other bunnies.
Yes.
So if you have a bunny, you're like, I want all the bunnies. There's so many cool things going on in this game. And I've seen people win it with different strategies, different animals. I saw somebody win with all the camels. It was actually the first time I played it.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that.
Yeah, she kept buying the camels, and I was like, I forgot what it was, but I was like, that's kind of a bold strategy. She's like, oh, I don't know, I think it'll work, and she won. And I was like, all right, there you go. So she went all camels and won. But anyways, this game, it's just so good. It's just clean. It's precise. It plays quickly. I can explain this to anybody in like 5 minutes flat. It's best playability.
Yes. Best ability is playability.
Best ability is playability. I got to remember that one. And that's what this game is. And I hope that expansions are coming soon.
That's what I was going to say. It's ripe for expansions.
Yeah, and we reviewed this game, and the designer did comment and said that expansions are coming.
Oh, nice.
So they said not as many as Dominion, but they do have some planned. So, and that was because that is definitely the disadvantage of this game is that if they don't come out with expansions, it is a small box. That is my complaint about small box games.
Because it'll get samey.
There's just not enough stuff in there to really keep you engaged. But with the prospect of more coming down the road and the $20 price point that this game is, heck yeah, this game's fantastic. It was a home run.
Yeah, I had to get talked into playing it, but I was glad I did.
There you go.
I played it like several times afterwards without needing to be talked into it because it's a fun game.
I've learned something this year. If you want to play a game with John, you have to drag him to Gen Con.
Then I'm more willing to play about anything.
That's the only way to play a game with him, apparently.
That's true. My time is too valuable otherwise. All right.
I'm excited to hear about your number one.
Well, my number one game is, man, almost a carbon copy of yours. And that's the
Fliptoons?
The elegant 3-hour-long Luthier, which was a game I had no interest in playing because I didn't really care about the theme, and I knew it was a long game, and my GLA, my game length anxiety kicks in. But we were at Meeplathon once again, and a person that I trust, Pete, our buddy, was teaching this game. Pete. So I got hornswoggled into it, and I was like, well, I'll be here for 4 hours, whatever. What do you got for me? And it's one of those games that's a good 45-minute teaching you everything that you can do around the board. It's a worker placement board. But the cool thing about it, there's many cool things about it. One cool thing about it, it's a heavy game that is thematic. Yeah. And the theme comes through, that the fact that you have a patron, a sponsor that is giving you money, giving you things. The more of them you have, the more things you're going to have, the more you're going to be able to get done. The patrons want you to do things. I want you to make this kind of an instrument. I want you to perform. I want you to do this. And if you do that, then there's a little cube that's on them that keeps advancing. If it advances 3 times, they go away. They take all their stuff. They, dock your reputation. Yeah. But if you keep appeasing them, you get to reset it. And the first thing they give you is always the best. So you always want it to flip over to that first one. I was scared to death of angering my patrons. So I had one, and I was making sure I fulfilled one thing each time. You tuck it underneath them. After the third one, they go away. You get all these bonuses. But until I was one away and I knew I had everything I needed to fulfill them, that's when I took a second patron. And then I get 2 times as much stuff as I was every other turn. So that just keeps snowballing. But yeah, you don't want to anger the patrons.
Don't anger the patrons.
For sure. But the coolest thing about this game, though, is the worker placement thing where you have numbered discs that you're putting in all the different spots. Like in Pan Am, you place everything first, then you activate everything. Sure. Unlike in Pan Am, turn order is how it gets activated. I'm first, I can activate anything I want to.
Okay.
Let's say we're both competing for something over here, and I know you don't have the money to pay for it, so you don't want that to activate first. I'm going to activate it because I have the money to pay for it. Even though I don't have the highest number disc there, you can't get it because you don't have the money. Because one thing you can do when it's your turn is go to the market and you can trade in resources, buy resources, whatever to set yourself up for that turn. So it's kind of there's a lot to think about when you're putting your discs out there. It's like, is this going to be a wasted disc? Am I not going to be able to do this because I can't get it done when I want to? But that just adds to the thinkiness of it. But the other good thing is there's not wasted turns, because even if you can't do anything there's always an action that you can do, just a generic action. So many good things about it. Beautiful game. Luthier, highly recommend it. My number one.
I'm jealous that you got to play that.
I know you are.
Yeah,
eats you alive.
I really do want to play it.
You would love it. You would love it.
I probably would. You know, it's like I'm all talk. I love all these heavy games. I never play them. I don't know. That's why I'm turning into a grumpy gamer. I'm like, give me these good crunchy
That's
games.
The sign I need. Grumpy gamer.
Stop giving me Fliptoons. I need me some Luthier or Galactic Cruises.
Yeah.
No, I do want to play it. It sounds like it's like I don't know, heavier the Euro game is and the more thematic it is, it kind of takes the bite out of the heaviness.
It does.
As long as you can be like, why am I doing this? And it makes sense, then the theme really shines, and that's what's important.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it's hard to explain. It's heavy games don't bother me.
Yeah.
I don't play many of them just because playability is the best ability. I want to be able to play games. I want to know I'm going to have a good time. I don't want to be 2.5 hours into a 4-hour game and not having fun. And that's what scares me. So if it's a game that I think I'm going to enjoy regardless, I don't mind playing it if I have the time. And I guess we're going to get into this in a later episode. What is heavy? Because I mean, I think, to me, I can take heaviness if it's not just doing things for the sake of doing them.
Sure, yeah.
When it's something like this where it's like, I'm trying to fix this thing because this thing means I'm going to get extra points when I fix these things. So, and it's out there, so I really want to get that. So I think I want to make that a priority this turn. And then, to me, that's, I don't know, is that heavy? I don't know. It's just makes sense. To me, it's just logical thinking and making sense. Yeah. And it's, I don't know. So, but certain games can feel exhaustive because you don't really know why you're doing them. You just know you have to do them, So, I don't know.
Yeah. And that's why a theme, I think, is so important, because and I think some people, like Chris, he scoffs at theme. And it's like, it's not that it's like, ooh, it's Marvel, I'm going to like this game. I mean, that's true. But it's not just that. But it makes sense because you're like, because I am this character, I know I can do this. Yeah. Therefore, this all makes sense to me. And it almost feels like you could do a better job.
Yeah.
When it's pasted on and there is no theme at all, that's a harder pill to swallow. And you're just like, I don't know, or I forgot I could do that. I forgot that when you give your patron a high five that you get $5. It's like, or $3, five would make sense. Just like, why? What did that mean? Like, why did I have to give them a high five? You know? Yeah. No, it just makes a lot more sense, and it makes them more easier. So
now, see, that's where I would put this one ahead of games like even Galileo Galilei, which was a really fun game.
Sure,
but the things that you're doing thematically don't really connect.
Sure.
I don't know, but they're fun. They're fun enough, and it's a pretty enough game. But Luthier blows it away, if you ask me.
Well, Galileo Galilei is not as heavy either, right? It's more medium weight, probably.
It's medium heavy.
Okay.
Yeah. But.
All right. Well, there you go, guys.
There you go.
That was our top 10 games. So we did not give you 20. John made me a liar.
We did not. Because we gave you that 18 or 17 or whatever.
He did not think it would be 16 because we had to cross. No, 18, right?
Yeah,
because it's like 2. Never mind. Anyway, 18 games of 2025
somewhere in there
that are fantastic. Check them out. Also, watch our episode, the end of the year recap.
Episode, yep.
Yeah, it was really good. And let us know what your favorite 2025 game is. Also, hey, we're coming up to a new year, so eventually here, just we're gonna have our March Madness. Anticipated games. Anticipated games of next year. That's going to be coming here sooner than later. But just looking further out than that, I'm going to start thinking about the March Madness of board gaming. So keep an eye on that. This year, I'm thinking that maybe the 4 of us.
We're each going to submit a list?
And then we compete against each other.
Oh, okay.
Like, instead of your 1 and your 16, it'll be your 1 and my 1. Like, you're 1 and my 16.
We'll talk it over.
You're 1 and my 16. Like, no, it's like, anyways, I think it might be funner for the show. Anyways, March Madness. Also, we're going to start ramping up conversations about FBC GameCon.
Oh, yes.
Donations are already coming in. The OP donated tons of copies. Flip 7. We had one person who donated some money at Second Friday.
Oh, nice.
And then we have the Evans, who is a platinum sponsor. So thank you, Ryan and Laura Evans. You guys are amazing in your support for what
yes.
we do. But yeah, good things are coming. Keep an eye out or ear out. Eye out. I don't know.
And we have a website.
Video. And we got a website.
You might be watching this on the website. I don't know.
You could be right now. That would be weird. Website
yeah.
inception. No, not really. No, but we do got one. Check it out. It's fun. It's actually, we had one person when I shared it. She goes, "Thanks for sharing the website. I missed some episodes and I did not realize."
There we go.
So she found
That's how you
some
can find
episodes.
out.
Yeah, it's a little more, compact and a little more, and YouTube, it's just all over the place, right? I have playlists. You can follow the playlist, but it's still hard. The website, it lays it all out, so you can see it very well and very good. Plainly. So, anyways, it's been a good year, John. We got one more episode we're recording, but I guess it's going to release next year. So I think this will be the last episode of the. Actually, will it? I don't think this will. Hold on. We're going to check the calendar.
I thought we had 2 more coming out.
No, it's going to come out the 30th.
Okay,
so never mind. This was not the last episode. We will be expecting a couple more. So,
all right.
But anyways, that's that for this episode. So until next time,
we'll see you around the board.